I ordered some new running shoes because my old running shoes have some extra special ventilation and are about to wear through on the bottom. So I almost exclusively run on trails, but I also like fairly light shoes. These are On Cloudventure. So it's one of On's first trail running shoes. They focus mostly on road running shoes. They've made a trail shoe. So this thing weighs about 295 grams. It's got a 6mm heel to toe drop. It's a reasonably normal medium weight running shoe with a fair bit of protection around on all sides. You see the rubber strip running into the outside and well ventilated on the top. It's mostly mesh, substantial mesh, but not going to offer a lot of water protection. The unique part about these shoes is these very significant lugs on the bottom. According to On, they're supposed to provide really good traction, really good stability for trails. A bit more pricey perhaps than standard everyday shoes. They ran $150, $149. You may be able to find them cheaper, but that was a typical price. So this company was started in Switzerland in 2010. They're also still based in Switzerland. Their design and a lot of their testing happens in Switzerland, but most of their manufacturing is in China, Taiwan, Lithuania, and a few other places. On does claim they use vegan materials. They also say they are making efforts to reduce their carbon emissions, moving towards 100% organic cotton. It does seem like they are at least trying. Okay. So they're a bit heavier than my previous running shoes. They're reasonably lightweight for how substantial they feel. Moderately stiff and reasonably light for how protective they feel from rock kicks and such. Like I said, 295 grams. They have a much lighter Cloudventure peak. And they also have a waterproof version, very similar, except the uppers aren't mesh. So these are still fairly light, but they're definitely trail running shoes, not road running shoes. We'll see how the transition goes once I actually get back out on a trail this afternoon. I typically, for my running shoes and street shoes, wear 11.5 to 12. I got 11.5 on these, and this seems to be the right size. Well, they feel comfortable so far. The fit seems true to what I'm used to. I think some professionals might tell me that I need slightly more room in front of the toe, but there's enough room there to move around. My end of my toe is right slightly beyond the edge of the plastic, so I think it's good. There's a fair amount of padding back on this side. It seems like it's going to be comfortable. When I tried these on first in the store several years ago, I had some concern about rubbing on the bottom of my ankle bone because of how far this stuck up and how stiff it is. In these, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a problem either because the design is slightly different. I'm comparing them to my several-year-old worn-out shoes, and these will just take some time to break in. The arch support is different from my previous shoes. Even with them all laced up, it still seems like there's a fair amount of room around my heels and no extra grommets. Oh, well, look at that. They do have the extra grommet there. Lacing it up through those may help secure my heel. So on a flat surface, the lugs that they have on the bottom, the unique design, seems very stable. I think we'll have to get it out on a trail to be able to actually tell. One concern I do have, even if it's a very moderate heel to toe drop, there's still a fairly significant amount of distance compared to what I'm used to between the bottom of my foot and the ground. I don't think that's going to compromise stability, especially with the fairly wide heel base. One concern I have is compression of the lugs. If you're running on a smooth or relatively smooth surface, you're going to be distributing your weight around on all of them. If you are on a more rough surface, if you have one of these compressing and you're not expecting it to, your foot may settle at a different height than it would have if you were distributing weight over all of them. We'll see how it actually works on the trail. The laces are fairly small. It I may end up replacing them. Another nice little detail, I reach places others cannot. The tag does say that these are made in Vietnam. I bought them primarily as running shoes. It does seem like they're substantial enough that they'll be pretty solid for hiking as well. I do like this rubber rim that goes all the way around the outside of the shoe. I think it'll provide a good bit of protection from rocks, also very minor protection from water. They're definitely more substantial than any running shoes I've had. I typically do road running shoes. Maybe since I only run on trails, it's time to move into the actual trail running shoe world.